Prepare to be moved to tears by the heart-wrenching tale of a forsaken canine discovered in the aisles of a supermarket. The sheer adorableness of dogs makes it all the more disheartening when we encounter stray pups who have been left to navigate the world alone. It's an even greater tragedy when these abandoned canine youngsters are left motherless, forced to endure the unforgiving streets as they strive to survive independently. In a heartbreaking turn of events, a hapless puppy found itself in precisely such a predicament. However, the tale of its rescue is certain to tug at your heartstrings. It all began as an ordinary day for a woman named Carmina. Just like any other morning, she woke up and proceeded to prepare her customary breakfast. To her dismay, upon entering her kitchen, Carmina discovered a distressing truth. Her pantry supplies were alarmingly depleted, exacerbated by the realization that it was Easter, and her household was expecting family members later in the day for a communal feast. Realizing the magnitude of the task ahead, knowing she would have to prepare a substantial meal for numerous guests, the determined woman resolved to make a trip to the supermarket to replenish her supplies. Unbeknownst to her, fate had something unexpected in store at the grocery store. As the day progressed, Carmina made her way to the nearby store. However, as she approached the entrance, something peculiar caught her attention: the presence of an enigmatic object resting on the steps. A small dark form intrigued her. Initially, she mistook it for discarded debris, perhaps a black garbage bag or a forsaken coat left behind. However, as Carmina drew nearer, her eyes widened in astonishment. The object was in motion. It was alive. The minuscule size of the entity made it evident that it could only be a young creature. Filled with concern, Carmina approached cautiously, fearful that it might be an ailing wild animal in need of help. An animal such as a raccoon or possibly a skunk could have gotten a case of rabies, which would make them very volatile and likely to attack anyone who got close. Rabies is a virus that attacks mammals' central nervous systems. When an animal has become infected with it, they often get symptoms including nausea, vomiting, violent movements, uncontrolled excitement, fear of water, and inability to move parts of the body, confusion and loss of consciousness. However, the worst symptom that infected animals get is uncontrollable aggression, which was why Carmina was so hesitant to approach the creature. However, her curiosity went out and she crept closer, but once she was only a few feet away from the animal, she became shocked. It wasn't a wild raccoon or skunk at all, but a tiny puppy. The poor pup was clearly in a bad way, and once she was closer to it, the woman could hear as it cried and whimpered for help. Carmina was instantly heartbroken at the sight. How could anyone leave such a poor and defenseless animal to fend for itself, let alone a puppy who has no idea on how the world works or how to get food? But what broke the woman's heart even more was just how sick the little puppy looked. His face was completely hairless, indicating that the canine had some form of mange into the rest of his fur, was mated and covered in fleas. From his size, Carmina determined that the pup was roughly 2 months old. He had truly been through a terrible beginning in life. Knowing that she couldn't just leave him there, the woman picked the puppy up and took him home with her, where she promptly named him Aurora. As soon as she got home, Carmina made sure to give Aurora a bit of food and a bowl of water. She only gave the puppy a small amount at first, as she didn't want him to eat too much. This would only cause him to become even more dehydrated and even sicker. Despite the small portion, Aurora ate the meal as quickly as his tiny mouth would let him. After that, the woman then gave her new canine friend a bath to wash off all of the dirt from his fur and hopefully some of the fleas as well. After having a bath and some food, the pup perked up. He became a lot more playful and happily wagged his tail. He was incredibly happy to have somewhere safe and warm to sleep, and Carmina could clearly see it. The next morning, Carmina took Aurora to the vets to see if there was anything critically wrong with the pup's health. After his assessment, the vet told the woman that the dog was suffering from emaciation, dehydration, fleas, worms, and mange. In fact, the poor little pup had to have his fur shaved off by the vet in order to get his flea problem under control. Despite none of those things being good for the dog's health, they were thankfully all treatable and would simply require some TLC to make sure that they were all fixed. To begin with, Aurora was given warming tablets along with some external flea treatment, and another bath to get rid of all the nasty pests. Along with that, he was also given some special cream to treat his mange, which he had to have put on him daily, some vitamins to help his immunity, and some top-quality dog food to ensure that he got all of the nutrients he needed to grow properly. He was also given his first of 10 antibiotic injections, which would help the pup's immune system get back up to the needed level and stop any nasty infections or illnesses that the pup could have contracted in his poor health. After the little canine was finished at the vet's, Karma took him back home. She knew that the dog's recovery would take quite a long time, but she was determined to see it through to the end and make sure that the little pup got better again. For the following week, Carmina kept a close eye on Aurora to make sure that he didn't take a sudden turn for the worse. Thankfully, this didn't happen, and the pup was soon finished with his antibiotic injections. As time passed, Carmina observed a remarkable transformation in Aurora's demeanor. The young dog brimmed with energy and playfulness, wagging his tail exuberantly. With the consistent application of antibiotic cream, Aurora's skin gradually healed from mange, and even his fur began to regrow. Instead of a patchy and filthy coat, Carmina marveled at the emergence of a beautiful black fur all over Aurora's body. Attending veterinary appointments diligently, Carmina ensured comprehensive assessment of Aurora's health and monitored his progress. Alongside evident improvements in his well-being, Aurora was also growing in size, thriving on nutritious meals without the need to scavenge. Merely a month later, at 3 months of age, Aurora had noticeably expanded in size, weighing in at a solid 10 pounds or 5 kilograms, a substantial increase from their initial arrival in Carmina's life. With the passing of a few more months, Aurora had blossomed into a fully grown adult dog, attaining their rightful stature. The dog appeared to be a collie crossbreed, but Carmina couldn't discern the exact mix. Remarkably, his health had fully restored. Carmina marveled at the striking transformation since their initial encounter. Gone was the fearful and frail puppy, replaced by a vibrant, fully grown canine brimming with energy, eagerly seeking a forever home. Fortunately, Carmina swiftly found a family eagerly seeking a furry addition, and before long, Aurora found her new loving home. At long last, the young pup had discovered a loving forever family, providing him with a secure and nurturing environment where the specter of returning to the streets was forever banished. This heartwarming tale showcases the incredible impact individuals like Carmina can have, offering stray and abandoned animals the precious opportunity for a new lease on life. It's stories like these that remind us of the transformative power of compassion and love. If you feel inspired to make a positive impact for animals like Aurora, we encourage you to reach out to your local animal shelter and explore ways in which you can contribute. Share your thoughts on this story in the comments section below. We are eager to hear your thoughts. Thank you.